2023 is here and I want to do my best to set myself up for success this year. In this video, I'm going to be giving you guys the ultimate guide on how to set yourself up to have the best year yet. To achieve our goal, I'm going to be doing a bunch of things like manifestation tips that actually work, self-reflection, journaling, setting New Year's resolutions, and vision boards. But before we get into 2023, we need to reflect on 2022. So the first thing I'm going to do is a little journaling reflection on my past year. So in my book, I'm going to write down everything I liked about 2022, everything I didn't like, the struggles I had, the successes I had, and the things I want to leave behind that are no longer serving me purpose. This is going to help me recognize what was good for me and what was bringing me down, help clear my mind so that I can get my priorities straight to start the new year on a fresh mindset and what I really need for myself. There's something about writing things down on paper so that it's actually in front of you, brings you so much clarity, especially when it comes to goals and reflections. So this helps motivate me onto actually taking those steps to getting myself where I want to be. This is the journal I will be using. You can use any type of journal, even loose leaf paper. It really doesn't matter, but I got this from Target and she is so cute. She has little strawberries all over it, but I'm gonna start reflecting. And I hope this doesn't take me too much time, but please take your time and really try and dive deep on everything you can remember from your past year. So I just finished writing 3 pages out and I'm not going to share what I wrote because everything is pretty personal. Sorry to be a bit vague, but when I started getting into what I didn't like, it honestly made me kind of sad and made me realize a lot and realize things I did already know, but it did bring me down a bit. So I want to bring myself up and focus on the positive because there was so much positive for me in 2022, and I feel like 2022 was a year where I really grew my confidence in what I wanted and actually took those steps on beginning that. And this new year I really want to take greater action into doing so. So I'm going to be putting my vision board together on my computer with Canva, not sponsored by the way, but I made a list on my phone of all the things I want to add into my vision board, and I did add a few bigger goals in there that are a bit outside of the box, but it is important to start planning those type of goals because if you never plan and have action and how you're actually going to take those steps on achieving those things, you're never going to get yourself there. So I just finished picking out all my pictures and made a little board on my phone. I'm pretty picky and I wanted my pictures to match perfectly, and I definitely have way too many pictures here that are not gonna fit, so I still need to narrow it down, but let's start putting it together on my computer. So I just finished putting my vision boards together. I made two, one for my desktop and then one for my lock screen. I absolutely love how they turned out. So I'm gonna pop it up on the screen for you guys and I'm gonna briefly read through everything I added to it. So the first thing, it is a bigger goal, but I really want to hit 10K subscribers on YouTube. Even if it doesn't happen this year, I am going to put that goal out there and I'm going to work hard to get there. I really want to have better control over my overthinking. I find I overanalyze everything and I'm just thinking about problems from the past and things I cannot fix, and it's honestly just so bad for my mental health. So that's something I really want to focus on. I really want to find peace in love and happiness. I want to continue my fitness journey. That is something that I mentioned in my previous video, but I am so happy how much I stuck to my fitness journey in 2022, and I want to continue to do the same. I also want to be eating 3 whole meals a day. I find a lot of the times I'm only eating 2 meals and then just snacking and not giving my body the proper nutrition and protein that it needs, especially that I am trying to gain muscle. Food is really important and it's been a struggle. Then I also want to take care of my body better and stress management. I want to read more. I want to travel to Italy and Australia this year, and then maybe some smaller trips, we'll see. But those are the 2 big trips I really want to check off my bucket list. I want to be more positive, thinking about the positives rather than the negatives. I want to work harder so it pays harder. I also want to save more money. Honestly this year I've done a really great job at saving money and I want to continue to do so even more. I want to not care as much. I find that I care way too much, and especially for people that don't care as much for me. So I really want to try and find that balance and just focus on myself. And I also want to find happiness on my own. I feel like I rely on a lot of other people for my happiness or just to aid my happiness, and I really need to find happiness on my own before I do anything else, because myself is what matters the most and I am the only person that can bring myself happiness. But that was kind of my vision board put together all in one, and I love that I can look at this every day and just help motivate me and remind me of those little things. This was really fun to make. I've never made a vision board before. To be honest, in the past, I always thought it was not dumb, but like kind of a waste of time, and I never really saw how it would work and just not something I was really interested in. But after doing it and like taking the time to sort out my goals and what I really want for me and visualizing it in front of me was really inspiring and honestly really exciting and motivating. So if you haven't made a vision before, I honestly recommend doing so, because I love just looking through like aesthetic pictures and like all these amazing pictures off of Pinterest and the internet, and just putting them all together made me really excited. So I'm really happy with how it turned out. Now let's move on to making some New Year's resolutions. My vision board was a part of my resolutions and kind of added some in there, but I want to write down in the same notebook I used before for some resolutions. So I finished her and I made her a whole little cute page. I will briefly read them out for you guys. Some of them are a little personal, but I decided I'll still read them out. I'm just not going to go into detail, but also most of these that I said, I just said in the last clip for my vision board. They're kind of like all tied together, but I'm just going to run through this quickly. So the first one I have is continuing my fitness journey, eating 3 whole meals a day, control over my overthinking, continue to save money, read more, to not care as much, be more positive, start therapy, control over my stress, opening up to my family more, not to react in anger, letting go of those who serve me more stress than happiness, work harder, better my content and grow my socials, upload to YouTube once a week, staying on top of a weekly calendar, and focus more in school. Those are all my resolutions. I do have quite a big list this year. I remember last year I think it was only like 4 or 5 things, but I really wanted to go into detail. This year we are going into detail to make the absolute best out of it, and we are gonna have an amazing outcome, I can guarantee you. So I actually learned this manifestation tip on TikTok called scripting that really intrigued me, and I thought that I had to do it for 2023. I just realized that I never explained and went into detail what scripting is and how to do it, so I'm gonna pop up the video that taught me how to do so.
manifestation technique where you kind of rewrite your entire reality for it to be whatever they want it to be. Today I'm going to teach you how I do it in my favorite way, because there's many ways to do it. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to start off by getting a very clear vision of how you want your life in 2023 to be in terms of yourself, career, finances, friendships, relationships, so on and so forth. You are then going to do what I labeled as the memoir technique. And please do this before 2023 starts. So you're going to go to your computer, you're going to create a brand new file, a blank page with nothing written on it, and you're going to basically write how many ever pages you want worth of a mini memoir of how your life in 2023 went. And the reason I say went is because you are going to write it in past tense as if everything in 2023 in your life has already happened. Now, it doesn't need to be any specific length as long as it covers every single aspect and area of your life.
Up until a couple months ago, I never really believed in manifestation. I never thought it would work. I kind of thought it was dumb. How is this really going to work for people? But I also was not educated on it whatsoever. I'm still not the most educated on it, and that's something I definitely want to learn more about. But I've realized where I am now in my life. I can see how it has worked for people and how it can work if you have the proper tools and steps to do so. But obviously, if you're just wishing for all these things to happen, they're not going to come true unless you actually have these steps and a plan on how you're going to get yourself there. Ever since I was a kid, I've always had this mindset in the way that I talk to people about my goals, what I want for myself, and what I'm gonna do. I'll talk in a way like I already know I am going to do those things. I already know this is going to happen. Just being very, not overly confident, but very confident about it, like it is going to happen, because I know it is going to happen if I have the confidence and if I work towards getting myself there. And almost everyone in my life, when I have talked that way, has told me that's a really big goal. Do you really think you can get there? Why are you talking like you know you're going to do this, etc., etc.? And I'm like, because you have to think positively. You have to trick your brain into thinking like you are going to reach those goals, you are going to do those things, because that is going to give you such a bigger leap forward into actually achieving those goals. So that's a trick that I've done since I was a little girl, and I will continue to do so, because I'm telling you, it really does work, and it really does make you feel so much better about actually getting up and doing those things. Because if you keep talking down to yourself, not even talking down, but if you just keep, I would say it's talking negatively in a way, you know, I might become a doctor when I'm older, but school is really hard and it's really expensive and all this. Like, I don't know if it's gonna happen. If I'm talking in that kind of tone, I'm gonna train my brain to create this fear, and those things are just gonna be so much further away for me to actually achieving them. I hope that made sense, but talk positively, think positively, and I promise you, you are gonna feel so much better about yourself and you're gonna get yourself so much further. So ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to the end of this video, and I really hope that you guys have found all these tips and tricks helpful and have fun with it. You know, like, you should have fun and be excited and be exhilarated to take a step into your future in planning what you want for you. Not saying that all these things are, you know, going to work 110%. It definitely does take a lot of work and dedication, and it's okay if you slip up on things here and there. Everyone is still learning. I have never done this before. I'll see all these YouTube videos each year of like all these creators going above and beyond to create their best and dream life. And honestly, in the past, I kind of thought it was a bunch of BS. Well, not BS, but I never really thought that it could actually work. So this is the first year I am dialing down and getting myself into gear to create the best productive year possible for me, to create success and happiness for myself and fulfillment. So I just kind of wanted to try this out to see if this works, and I don't know, I'll let you know at the end of 2023. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I love you so much, and I will see you next week.